New this morning, San Antonio firefighters have been very busy overnight. At least 2 homes caught fire after being struck by lightning. The first happened on the north side in the 11,800 block of Braesview. There was also a utility fire there around the same time. Thankfully, no one was hurt. However, about 12 people will be displaced for now. The other lightning strike fire happened in the 5,800 block of Trent Ranch just after midnight. Firefighters arrived to find smoke showing from a house. Firefighters were able to knock down that fire that was mostly in the attic. No injuries were reported.
Not guilty. That's the verdict a jury came to in a murder trial of Tavares Anderson. So Anderson was accused of shooting and killing Malcolm Everett during an argument in 2021 at an apartment complex. Anderson's lawyer told the jury that Anderson shot and killed Everett in self-defense, saying Everett attacked Anderson. He was facing up to life in prison, but yesterday, the jury found him not guilty.
A UTSA student accused of tagging parts of campus with what's been called anti-Israel graffiti. A source familiar with the investigation tells us the messages included profanity aimed at the Israeli military. There was also a message that draws attention to civilians killed in Gaza, along with Palestinian flags painted on some posters. UTSA's president posted a response on Twitter saying the school supports free speech but has zero tolerance for damage to property. UTSA's police chief says the 21-year-old student faces academic discipline. The student was also arrested on criminal charges and has since been released on bond.
President Joe Biden says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's approach to the war against Hamas is mistaken. Biden's remarks in an interview that aired late last night deepen an already growing rift between the two allies over the war. Those disagreements have compounded over the worsening humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip. Israel is expected to make an offensive strike in the city of Rafah. Biden's criticism also comes days after Israel's strike on a humanitarian convoy, which killed 7 aid workers, most of them foreigners.
This morning, there are strong reactions to that Arizona Supreme Court ruling that upholds an 1864 law that puts a near total ban on abortions. The law makes performing an abortion a felony punishable by 5 years in prison. Some Arizona Republicans are distancing themselves from the ruling. GOP Senate candidate Carrie Lake, a Trump ally, called the law out of step with Arizonans. President Biden called the ruling extreme and dangerous. Well, now to a new whistleblower claim coming forward with claims against Boeing. Those claims involve the safety of one of the company's aircraft.
The FAA is now investigating. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details.
This morning, Boeing is responding to claims made by a new whistleblower who says engineering issues with the company's 787 Dreamliners could cause the planes to break apart after decades of use. Sam Salapore claims parts of the fuselage are fastened together improperly.
I'm doing this not because I want Boeing to fail, but because I want it to succeed and prevent crashes from happening.
Salapore has not provided any documented evidence, and Boeing has fired back, saying these claims about the structural integrity of the 787 are inaccurate. The issues raised have been subject to rigorous engineering examination under FAA oversight. This analysis has validated that these issues do not present any safety concerns, and the aircraft will maintain its service life over several decades. In 2021 and 2022, Boeing slowed production and stopped delivering 787s because of these concerns. It later said it addressed the issue, and the FAA signed off, resuming deliveries in 2022. But Salapore's lawyer claims those fixes are not enough.
They claim that they've done extensive testing and analysis, but haven't shown it internally to Sam or the other engineers.
Boeing is already working on improving its quality control after that door plug flew off this MAX 9 jet in January. A hearing is scheduled next week on Capitol Hill. The company's CEO already announcing he'll step down. And last month, a different whistleblower was found dead in South Carolina from what authorities said was an apparent suicide. His lawyer claims Salapore faced retaliation after raising his concerns. Boeing, in a statement, said the claims he's made are inaccurate. Salapore is expected to testify next week on Capitol Hill. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Spurs in Memphis last night where Wemby and our Spurs started their final road trip of the season against the Grizzlies. Spurs fell into a bit of a hole late in the opening frame until Devontae Graham came in off the bench and let the 3-ball fly from the wing. San Antonio trailed by 1 at halftime. All right, second half, Spurs take control. Wemby with a slam and later In the third, Memphis gets the steal. It's coming up right here, and it's a 3-on-1. Who's going to take on Wemby? No one. They pass it to the corner. That's good, too, because that's the Wemby effect. So final for Memphis. Spurs win 102-87. A nice big win. Wemby led the way with 18 points, 6 assists, 3 games left on the Spurs schedule. That's Thunder, Nuggets, and then the Pistons. Go Spurs, go. Hey, baseball's back. 3-0 San Antonio Missions welcoming Northwest Arkansas Naturals to Wolf Stadium for their 24 opening day. Game 1 of a 6-game series, and the Naturals got right to work. Dylan Schroom with a sac fly to right field. Javier Vastags up the third and trots home for the early run in the top of the first. And then in the top of the fourth inning, Luca Tresh goes deep over the left wall. Pretty windy out there as the Missions drop their first game of the season 6-3. And that's a look at morning sports.